Welding online. Grand Rising, family grand rising. Your welding coach Joe Brown, aka Black Phoenix, checking in. And this rising, I wanted to talk to you live about how to learn welding online. I have heard people say all the time, "Oh man, I can just go to YouTube and I can just get some videos and I can just watch it and I can just get it." It's a little bit more complicated than that. I think it's a little bit more moving parts than just watching something and doing it. When it comes to things like welding and swimming and things you physically got to do with your hands, different trades, you have to physically do it to learn what not to do in certain situations. Now, if you want to learn how to do it at home and online, in my personal opinion, the first thing you need to do is get your own welding equipment. You don't have to break the bank, but you have to get some welding equipment. So your first thing to do to learn online is to get you some welding equipment. In what process you're trying to learn. If you're trying to learn all processes, if you're trying to learn one process, or if you bought a machine that is a multi-process machine and you say, you know what, I want to start learning stick first. I would recommend that you would purchase you something. Purchase you something. You don't have to break the bank. There's a lot of different units out there. In this video, I actually got it tagged in the metal man welders. Great units. I've been checking them out. I think they are being made out in Wisconsin, I believe. But some of the parts and things that's in it are made from the same big time manufacturers like Esau, Lincoln, Miller, Hobart, things like that. So a lot of times we just do our research on some of the equipment that we buy, because nowadays they got all type of welding machines on Amazon, on different type of places. So you can spend thinking, oh, I'm gonna spend a little bit and I'm gonna get this machine. So I would do my research on what machine I'm gonna buy, make sure it's a reliable machine, make sure that you can get some replaceable parts. Don't get something that's gonna take you forever to get a part to if something breaks down. I learned that the hard way. So it might be the cost might be cheap to get the unit, and then that part might be higher than the unit itself. I have seen that happen too, fam. So always do your homework. So the first thing I would recommend someone do is get them a reliable unit. Like I say, there's plenty of units out there. Plenty units out there. Depends on what you like. If you're the person that shop at Home Depot, Lowe's, they got many different welding machines there also. I would say don't try to just get the cheapest route, but try to get something in the center, and make sure you know what process you want to get into. So that's number two. Make sure you know what process. A lot of people dive into want to learn and they just say, oh, I just want to learn welding. Well, what process of welding do you want to learn? You know what I mean? So that way you can be more specific about what you're gaining. And I would say this too, when you're picking out your process or your processes, pick one first and then go with it. I would say learn that before you try to jump onto this and jump onto that and jump onto that and be jumping all around, and you haven't quite got the information that you needed in that one process. So I would say number two is to make sure you pick the process that you want to learn from. Now, also number three, I would say find who you want to learn from. Now they have many different videos out where you can literally see some nice welds. You can see different angles. You can get some tips. And there are some videos out there where the guy literally he's doing it in a way where you can see what's going on. He's giving out some tips, and then he even stepped back some where you can see him on his posture and how he's holding himself, how he's carrying himself, because all of these things help you. I have had welders tell me, man, I was sitting back watching the way you was holding that rod, or the way you was doing this, the way you was cutting that on with the grinder, and it gave them a better understanding. So there are a lot of footage out. So I would say find you someone and online that is doing more than just showing off how pretty the weld looks, but showing the process of it, showing it from the beginning to the end, giving you more understanding. There's a lot of Hollywood welding now. You know, there's a lot of Hollywood pictures, but we want to get some realistic meat something that we can eat off of. So there's nothing wrong with Hollywood. I love to say I like watching movies like everybody else. There's nothing wrong with some pretty wells and some glamour shots and all of that. But we're trying to learn the process. And once you get the process, you'll be able to produce those nice wells and pretty wells. And I would say your third thing to do is find you someone while you're looking from your online that you would like to learn from. Now, you're going to probably have a few of them. So it depends on, again, number two, what process you learn. So you're going to find someone probably that is magnificent when it comes to TIGging pipe. Then you might have someone, oh man, this person is great when it comes to MIGging, doing structural steel. Then you might have someone that's great doing stick welding. So find you someone that has critiqued their lane, or someone that does all of things, because you can find someone that's a combo that he's hard, everything. He can teach you all processes. But I would recommend find someone that is good at what they do, good at that process. And then you can find someone else that's good at another process. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, because I would rather recommend that whoever you're learning from, make sure they have mastered that process, mastered that technique, where they can teach it to you where even a child can understand it. I think that a good educator is someone that can break it down to the point where you can understand it if you are a beginner, or if you're seasoned, or if you're a journeyman. Anyone can get the information to learn from them. So I guess the third thing that's most important is to find you someone to learn from online. Find you someone you can follow. You can ask some questions to. You can inbox, maybe show some wells on the Instagram or something. You know, start building that relationship as far as following them and asking questions, and then figuring out the courses. That'll be number 4. A lot of people that got these online training programs that's literally online, you know, they have different courses for it and prices to do a one-on-one like we're doing, like a live session. Like if you got your machine and I got a machine out, or I can watch you use your machine and I'm live with you and I'm listening, I can tell you, hey man, hit that angle, or okay, you need to do this here. So there's many ways that you can get coached if you have your online setup like your welding, and maybe have you a tripod, or have you someone that can position it as you go, so that way I can see what you're doing. And that's a good way to learn as well, because then you can get a private instructor that can literally don't have to be there with you and can help you fine tune the machine, make it sound right, show you how to set it. All of those things are pluses when you're trying to learn. So I think learning online is finding someone reliable, someone that's confident in what they're doing, someone that's been tested. I mean, and you know, like I say, you don't want to get all Hollywood with it. You want something that has been tested over time. And one thing I've learned, that a person would give their best information out for free, because normally a person going to come back and try to gain more information on how to do a specific thing. So like if you would go through my archives on some of my uploaded videos, I'm showing you how to flux core uphill, flux core overhead, stick weld uphill, stick weld overhead, MIG weld flat, TIG weld flat, freehand, use the cutting torch. The basic things that we taught in our program, I wanted to go over and do it verbatim to make it easier for a person to understand, show some different angles. And like I say, when you see it like that, it's easier to learn when you diving back into it. And as long as you got you some education material, like I've got in the background, those type of posters, literature is very easy to assess. So as you dive into it, I would most definitely, when you're picking your instructor, get you some literature. You have the Lincoln Foundation, you can get literature for a reasonable price. Miller got educational material, you can get it at a reasonable price. Hobalt. There's many places you can get some educational posters, some booklets. But I would say one of the places that I've seen that has been the cheapest as far as buying educational literature is the James F. Lincoln Foundation. If I ain't correct, that's how you say it, James F. Lincoln Foundation. Look that up, fam. Google that. I'll find that link once I finish this video and make sure I put it in the message. But there you can get a lot of affordable learning stuff, books, posters, videos, all of those things is going to help you with your learning your PPE, your basic safety, getting ready to dive into it. So you can get a lot of good information off of there. But I would most definitely recommend getting you a tutor. That'll be number five. Finding you someone to work with you, someone you can pay to do some online things with you. You can show your wells to, and all of those things can be affordable. All of those things are achievable, and there's many different programs. I'm actually working on a course myself that I can be able to help a person verbatim in different positions and teach them as a beginner how to get to trade. And not only do that, I also want to help people with when it comes to job placement, because after you learn it, then you looking. And I think we should start looking while we learn it. And that way, by the time you get it, you can already find what direction you want to go in. And everybody is from different cities and states, so it's easy to pick once you know the individual more, you know where they at, you know what they want. So coming soon, I will most definitely have an online course available where I can help an individual when it comes to learning specific things in the trade and learning how to get job placement and also turning that trade into a business. Like I say, my goal with the channel is to teach beginners. We can't reinvent the wheel, so we have to learn from the beginning stages. So we got to get the trade. Once we get the trade, then we can start making money to do other things, investing, starting businesses, traveling, whatever it is that you want to do, and then eventually you say, you know what, I want to do something different. So, but the beginning though, we can't reinvent the wheel, so we have to learn. And there's a lot of different educational materials, and there's a lot of different channels that got some great content, but you have to be very cautious when it comes to spending your money on the courses and what you're getting. Just make sure what you're paying for is what you're getting. You know, like on my channel, I like to be transparent. I don't want to deceive anyone. Like I say, it's not about, it's about showing the results. So I'm big on delivering results. You know, people who have entered my program inside of the academy that had zero experience, like couldn't cut on the grinder, couldn't cut on the hood, couldn't put the hat on, nothing. And then after 16 weeks, they leave making money, feeding their families, changing lives. So the proof is already in the pudding as far as what I do. And if you go back, like I say, in the archives and what I've uploaded and some of my live videos, I have shown a lot of things that I really feel that can help a person when they're starting out. If they're a beginner, seasoned, or like I say, been in it for a minute, because there's always things you can learn. Welding is always evolving, technology, equipment. There's so much going on in the welding space. So I think that uh, diving into this field now is very wise. Um, just because of the opportunities that's available in every state. You know, depends on where you at. Every state got a welding opportunity right now. If there's something going on in other states, it's better than others. You know what I mean? So find that place that's for you. That's the main thing. But wherever you are at, in your garage, on your porch, whatever, you still can learn it. As long as you got a 110 plug and you got a little table outside, you can learn at home. The goal is to find you someone that is seasoned that can teach you. And like I say, making sure you got the right welding equipment, picking what process you want to learn, and getting some literature. You know, those things can make the process easier. And then once you get to where you're confident in that person watching you online and say, okay, you ready, and then you can go and take your own test and have your certs in your pocket. There's a lot of different CWI, CWEs that test, a lot of companies that test private. There's AWS facilities everywhere. You can Google some of them. So you can pay for your search out of your pocket. Normally they'll range from anywhere, I've seen them for $125 up to $600, $500 a cert. It depends on what that certification is. So you can learn how to weld online. The main thing is do some homework first. Find out exactly what you want to learn. And like I say, put your money where your mouth is. If you're gonna do it online, You're just gonna have to invest a little bit because you got to practice. It's more than just watching a video. Say, "Oh, I can do that." You got to literally get you a welding machine, and you got to fire it up. So having someone where you can practice on your own time, your leisure time, and then you have someone that you can get a course or pay for a program or go live with someone like we're going live, who can literally work with you for that hour, 2 hours, or whatever, and help you do that process. So, the goal is to be able to kill several birds in one stone. And now I think with the way technology is going and education is going, there's so many ways to get it. But when it comes to welding, all the trades, you got to put your hands on it, fam. So you just can't learn by watching. That's why I always say I can give you some literature, but you're not going to learn how to swim until you literally jump in the water and try some things out. So that's the same thing with welding. It's not something I can tell you like how to do stocks, how to get your credit right. Certain things are just straight literature and information, and the other thing is application. And welding is literature and application. You got to learn it and you got to put it, apply it. So for those who are thinking about diving into it, I'm going to have a course coming soon. I got an ebook coming soon also I'm working on, and it's going to be Welding to Entrepreneurship. The ebook is going to be around $47, and the goal is to teach you how to make money from your welding, teach you how to get a job for those who are wondering, how can I do this after school? Teaching those how to apply themselves to turn this welding trade into some capital. And actions speak louder than words. I want to give you a recipe, and like I say, my whole goal is to deliver results. I heard a gentleman say that my brand is based on performance, and I have to agree with him and say the same thing, because my brand is based on performance. Your welding coach is based on me coaching you and helping people and giving them some information that can literally change their situations. Like, information change the situation, fam. I can't stretch that enough, and that's my whole purpose with this channel, is to give a person enough information to change their situation. Fam, hey, it's never too late. If that's something that you've been thinking about, I really think now is the time to do it, especially in the climate of the country right now. There's a lot of different funding now. There's a lot of opportunities for welders, fabricators, fitters when it comes to traveling, repairing, building new things, installing things. Man, there's a lot going on. And a lot of different cities. So if things isn't booming where you at, you can relocate, fam. Relocating is everything. I released a short the other day talking about people don't grow to their full potential because they feel like they got to stay where they're from and prove somebody wrong. Or I got to prove to you that I can do this. And you might do it, but you're not going to get where you could have got if you just would have relocated. Like the stress, the headache, the confusion. A lot of times you won't have none of that if you relocate to a different situation. So I have learned to keep all of our options open and to just be humble and to follow those who have been doing what we want to do. And I think that's one thing that I've learned. Like, we had to find people who's going in that direction and follow them and not have no envy, no malice towards them, but to literally say, hey, I need to learn how to get there. They there, and I don't care how they got there. It's just how I want to get there. You know what I'm saying? So the information I can get from following their path, I think that can help us a lot, fam. Salute. Keep telling them, family. Keep telling them all the time. Keep telling them they can learn how to weld, fam. And you can do it online, but like I say, you got to have a unit, fam. You just can't learn it by just watching videos. You can watch 1,000 welding videos, all type, and you're not going to get it just by watching. I had a student that who literally, it was so funny because I used to tell him, I said, man, you want to look like a welder, but you got to put the work in to be a welder. You can come in with all the nice, pretty, shiny gear on, and I'm ready, I'm a welder, and can't weld. Because you actually got the practice. You can't finesse it too. And that's one thing that online, people tend to think that we can finesse things because it's online. Man, I can finesse it. You can't finesse it, fam. Can't finesse it. Experience. Experience, fam, is the best teachers. You have to literally get it. You have to physically do it. And you need someone that can help you. You need someone that can help you get from A to Z, who have literally went through the alphabet. You know what I mean? And I think learning from someone like that, you're going to get more from. Like, that's why I understand why a lot of the big time schools hire people in these positions to teach, even if they have never taught before, if they got experience in that position. If you've been doing that for 10, 20 years, you might be a good teacher and don't even know it. And I have learned that too. Just because you've been doing it for that long doesn't mean this person is going to be a good teacher. So you have to watch who's translating this information to you. All right, that's how it got to be, fam. And I literally teach people like that. Like when I teach people, especially hands-on, I have to help them understand from basic principles. And everybody use the crayon. And everybody understand how when you press down with a crayon, as you press on it, it disappears, fam. You go on, it's pressing down. And that's the whole concept of welding. I have to learn how to relate it to something that you are familiar with. And I always say that if a person is good with their hands, if a person is a writer or a drawer, if a person is someone that pays attention to detail anyway, it's going to be easy for me to teach them because I'm just going to relate it to what they enjoy doing anyway, and it's just welding. So anything can happen, you know what I mean? So the main thing is just us to have options, fam, and to make sure that we got the right person teaching us. Salute, salute. I appreciate that, family. That's my goal. In my program, like when people come down and they learn from me in Little Rock, learn from me in Atlanta, everything is hands-on. So for those who want to learn more about my program, as we open it coming soon, it's going to be hands-on, family. And hopefully our first school is going to be open in Atlanta, actually in Union City, Georgia. And then we're going to keep it going. We've been talking to the Metro Re-Entry Center about kicking off something there. But the goal is to get the doors started. So hopefully soon, family. Right now, I'm in Little Rock. Just left Georgia last week, and my goal is to return in like a week or two. I got another event coming up until I transition into the area, but I will be in Georgia teaching. And for those who want to learn online, I will have some online courses available, and I will have some things, specialty courses where I can go live with you, where you can book some time, and I can go live with you for an hour or 4 hours, just like I've always in the class if you already got your equipment. And I can sit there with you and help you get yourself fine-tuned. So there's many ways to network. My goal is just to expand the brand and really bring more welders to welding. So I appreciate everybody for sharing the channel, liking it. Keep sharing it, fam. My goal is to hit that 100,000. I really want to be the face of the welding for people that look like us, to really motivate the youth to get into it, to make it cool. You know what I mean? To make it more hip to get involved in it, because I know welding isn't a conversation that we have, especially in the Black Native community, in rural areas, and urban areas, in the minority community. It's not something that we talk about all the time. I have noticed that a lot of my Spanish brothers are diving into it. A lot of them is getting into it because there's a lot of good money in the field, fam. A lot of them don't have no problem going outside. The work ethics, family, is amazing. So we got to get into it, family. The numbers. The last thing I looked at, fam, as far as the Black, Native, African American, we had got up to about close to 10% as far as the national welders. So that's great compared to what it was. So, you know, I think we can really change that number. We can really do some things. We just got to keep knocking on doors. So I just wanted to come live today, give you some information on how you can realistically learn how to weld online. But like I say, go back and look at some of those steps. You most definitely going to have to buy you a machine. know what process you want to learn. Get that literature. Find you someone that can teach you a program, and a mentor. You know, having a mentor, someone you can reach out to. I think that's just a win-win. You know, when it comes to welding education, I like to go live. I like to upload videos for free. But when it comes to, you know, a person really investing in yourself, it takes money to make money. And if you invest in yourself, you'll get further. Like I remember stages in my life where I was trying to hold on that $500. I don't see why I got to give it to them. See if I can do it. And family ain't doing waste time. And I still end up paying the money and waste a lot of time. I only wished I would have did it earlier because I had to realize something before I let you go. If we knew how to do that thing that can make us great already, we'll be doing it, won't we? We'll be doing it right now. If you knew how to make $1 million right now, you'll be making it. We'll be doing it. Whatever it is, we'll be doing it. So evidently, right now, we don't know how to do it. So we have to be humble. And if we know for a fact that person or this person or she or he can do this, why not invest in them to help get us ahead? And that's what I learned about learning more from others than we can learn from ourselves. I had a gentleman share something with me. He said, is it best to learn from your own personal experience or someone else? At that time, I said, it's best to learn from my own experience, you know. And he said, yeah, you got a point, but you won't live long enough to learn from all of yours. So you need to learn from someone else because you can stay in a cycle of mistakes. And if you just watch someone else, you ain't got to repeat that cycle of mistakes. So learning from someone that can give you some information can really, really change your situation, man. Yeah, you can start with a used unit too, family. You can use your garage, 110, 220 setup, 230, 208, whatever you got. Actually, I put a link to some good welders inside of this video, and actually I'm going to purchase one of those. I've been looking at them, and I'm going to try one to use in the school. So I really like that metal man. I'm going to try them out, try one of them out. I got a good deal on one, so I want to see if it works out. I'll probably end up putting them in the school, but I like them right now. You know what I mean? I like what I've been seeing, but I got to put my hands on it too. So hopefully everybody be blessed. Have a great day. I appreciate everybody for checking in with me this rising. Please share the video. Tell people more about Your Welding Coach and what we're doing. We're planning on to open up a school soon in Union City, Georgia, in Atlanta, Georgia, period. So y'all cool with me, come fool with me. And then as we get things established, we're going to branch it out. But we got to start somewhere. So for those who want to get some online training, I will be in Georgia teaching hands-on. I will be there hands-on. Also, we'll have some courses and some virtual training as well. Just want to say, for those who want to network with me, fam, come down there and see what we got going on. Feel free. Like I said, I will be releasing more information as the time goes. For those who want to just sign up and learn more about it, get on the waiting list, email me at yourweldingcoach@gmail. Yourweldingcoach@gmail. Just keep it simple, fam. Send me a small email. That way I can save you in the email list, fam, and I can get back at you. And like I said, we can keep building a relationship. Hopefully this information really helps someone and y'all can use this to improve yourself. Use this to build this new career, or to build this new business or side hustle for yourself. Be blessed and continue to prosper on out.